Welcome back, Chop House Gang. Today we're working on the center console and computer housing wood trim restoration. I hope you enjoy the video. Like, subscribe, and come back for more. Alright, so let's see if I can't back up a little bit more. Alright, welcome back, y'all. So this piece I've had to redo 5 or 6 times. This piece is going to be a pain in your ass. Okay, so like you saw in some of the early part of the video, this was a glue down method. When you press it, I put the clamps down as tight as I could. A couple of key notes, because I've been getting better with every time I do it. Oh, man, just look at that pattern in that wood, by the way. I mean, just beautiful. Okay, so a couple things. One, you gotta try not to put any glue about a 1/4 inch to that ledge here, because when you press it, the glue's gonna press up and out. So you wanna leave like a 1/4 inch or a slight bit more here. Don't worry, the glue will press up here and it'll press out of all these holes on the back side. Okay, same thing down here. You wanna try to put as little glue as you can down here. And you see I only have a little bit of glue push out, which is pretty good. I'm gonna be able to sand that back down to a flat surface. And then on the wood, I've done this a few different ways, but I found that the best way to do this is to glue a piece that is generally the shape of where the wood is going, and only about 1/4 to 1/8 inch beyond the sides. So if I show you this side here, see if I can get a good angle. You can see here, it's just slightly over. I think you can see that. See if I can zoom in a little bit here. You can see it's just slightly over the edge there. Just slightly over. Really windy out there today. Just slightly over. The reason why it's important that it's only slightly over is that when I'm sanding here, I can sand it to a perfect flat surface. I've learned that cutting that wood here just creates chips and problems. You don't know, because the way this burl walnut is, you don't know how it's going to crack or chip. So it is just absolutely best that you sand down. Okay, sand this down to a smooth surface as best you can. I find that it's easy to work with the glue for last second changes about 6 hours after set time, because you'll see that when you put it up here, it does adhere pretty quickly, and there's not a lot of movement, but there is a little bit of movement. So if you take the press off after 6 hours, or the clamp, excuse me, off after about 6 hours, and you feel like you want to move it a little bit this way or a little bit that way, you can do that at the 6 hour mark. Just I'm currently in the mid-Atlantic region of America, so the temperatures here can vary very drastically, 40 or 50 degrees in a single day. But if you're in a hot climate, you're gonna have less working time. If you're in a cold climate, you're gonna have more working time. So the amount of time varies depending on the climate. You know, I did this in a 25-degree weather, so, and it looks pretty good. I had about 6 hours where I could go back and fix it. But if I was in Miami, Florida, I probably would have only had 2 hours to fix it, because after about 8 hours, you kind of get these little hard nuggets, and they're pretty tough. So, and then that means this wood is adhered at that point. So now what you're gonna see me do is I'm gonna sand all around here. I'm gonna sand all around here. If I mess up this black paint, that's perfectly fine. I was gonna sand it down. I was gonna blue tape all the wood once I was done, and sand this down gently, and put one more layer of paint on it before I coat it all in the varnish. So that's where we are. It looks beautiful so far. Let's just get sanding and see what happens. So this is what the piece looks like right before staining. So we have put a little wood filler in. Well, you can see some here because a chunk came out there, a little corner here, a little corner here, and a little corner there. Okay, so that's where the wood filler went. But you know, like, nothing to really be worried about because all of this is covered by those little buttons anyway. So you're not gonna see it. We just wanna make sure we don't have any spots for moisture to get in here and here. Like I said, you're gonna see buttons here, buttons there. So nothing to be worried about. That is a little wood filler here, but that's not from any mistake. That's just because there was actually a hole in the wood right there, naturally. And that's what it looks like right now. It looks really great. You can really see the burl in it. So we've done a light sanding with 400 grit sandpaper, and we've taken some compressed air and got all the little dust and debris out of all the little nooks and crannies here so it can accept the stain really well. Now we're going to stain. After we stain, we're actually going to tape this off and paint the black railing again here and here. And then we're going to do our laborious process of coating this 4 times, which I'm not going to show you. You saw that in the other videos, but you'll see the end result.